Hey, how's everyone doing tonight? It's Desi here. Hey, I was thinking about the last video that I made about suffering and stuff like that, and I was thinking, you know what, these people are going to think I'm just complaining and maybe playing a victim or something, and that's obviously not what anyone should ever do. I do believe in what you speak into the world. You're probably going to get out of it, and that's not what anyone should ever feel like. I just know that we all go through certain experiences in life, and we're going to feel every side of the spectrum, whether you want to or not. That's what living is about. It's about going through this gauntlet of emotions and feelings and, experiences in life, and seeing what you come out of. As you go through the fire of the forge, what do you what makes you who you are is what makes you who you are. So don't ever want to have you think that that you should ever feel like a victim, because when you do that, then you play the victim, and you should never do that. You should never play the victim for yourself or for anybody. We should all stand up into our strengths and just learn how to accept life as it comes. Accepting life as it comes and experiencing everything fully as it comes at you. It's hard sometimes, but as you just feel it and push through it, it really does make you stronger in a way, because people are going to try to play in your energies. Things are going to happen to you. Experiences are going to drag you into the bushes, but the only thing you could really do is to just try to feel these emotions and try to feel these experiences as they come at you, and sometimes they're going to be strong, and you might forget, where you stand, and what it is that's going on. You might get tumbled around in the waves, but once your head rises and you could take that breath, you just go back into your being of accepting and just understanding that sometimes you just have to flow with life, and there's nothing you can do about these people or these things or these events that try to maybe sabotage you or whatever. And also, you have to have a good outlook on life, and it doesn't matter what other people do around you. As long as you continue to find, I want to say security, but that's not the word, sanctuary within yourself, within your own self, then you find like your own peace. And a lot of times I don't let people into my life, because uh, if you mess up, and I don't need people around that are going to be trying to mess with my energies or whatever. Like, you're going to get like one or two chances, and usually, like, I know, like, you could tell right away, like, who's a good person and who's not, and just by the energy they put off. And if you're like around someone and they're giving you good energy, and you're feeling like you're filling each other's cups up, excuse me, then like, you can usually trust that. If you're feeling drained, then you could trust that too. But it's it's not about like hanging around people that are trying to take from you. That's a not usually vibe people that I want to hang out with. um I don't know, I think a lot of people do that. Like, nowadays they're trying to see like what they can give from someone, and shouldn't be that way. It should be like what you could give to someone. And if you give love to someone unconditionally, it's the only thing that truly gives back to you unconditionally. um, I think, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but love is the only thing that grows, from this state. Like, I don't know, a lot of people just experience life in an unusual way. I guess I would say, and it's not a bad thing. You know, we need all aspects of life, every crown in the box, to experience life with. But I think that we also need to find our heart in a way. Like, you know, we're all searching for something. And everything we're searching for is right here inside us. And we're always looking for it on the outside, but we don't see the inner beauty that's on the inside. And I think when you find that, it's hard to maybe give it to other people, or give it, because we know that giving it away is beautiful, but then we're also afraid of being hurt, you know, or being being hurt by these people that we give it to. It's because a lot of times when we've given our heart away, people haven't done us justice by reciprocating it back, I guess you would say. Um, and so it makes it harder and harder, I guess, to maybe give our heart away. But I feel like we always should, um, because I know that even if they hurt us, I know that we can transmute that energy into, you know, better things. You know, they only make us stronger by trying to hurt us, because as we, you know, get stronger within ourselves, we know that we can't be touched in that way, I guess you'd say. And so even if they try to like play games with us, like we could probably see through that already. Be like, okay, yeah, this is going on. It's annoying. It's not what I wanted, but we kind of just transmute that energy, and then you see that by doing that, it probably puts them into like an awakening in a way. And so it's like they're the ones that get stuck with the energy of like doing this thing, whatever they did, you know, because if I don't accept that, and I just live within myself, and I don't play in tennis with their energy, you know, because they're wanting someone to like play a tennis match with them. And it's like, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to sit here in my energy and be happy. And you can hang on to whatever that is that you got. You know, it's like the gift that's never been received. If I don't receive the gift, then who does the gift belong to? It belongs to the gift giver, whether it's a gift or something evil, or whatever they're trying to give. You know what I mean? If it's not accepted, then it belongs to them. And so then they're the ones stuck in that energy of like, okay, now they have to go through their own reflection in the mirror and being like, fuck, you know, this just backfired. Now what do I do? You know, and it's, you shouldn't play games like that with people's lives or with anyone. You know, I never do that. I would never do that. But obviously, some people do. And, you know, it probably does mess with a lot of people's lives, that don't know how to, you know, don't understand energy and the way that it works. But if you're humble and you're confident within yourself, it can't touch you, you know? It just goes back to the sender, and then they have to learn a lesson, and hopefully it does awaken them, you know, and maybe they find love for the one that they hated. And even if it wasn't love, they'll probably find respect, because, you know, energy that you sent, it probably wasn't good, and now it's on you. So I don't know. I just feel like this reading maybe went a little south. You know, I had like, should have put my cliff notes on where I was going. You know, it's a beautiful Sunday night. I'm sitting here. I'm making stew, chicken wild rice like stew, and got a couple hours before I could throw the veggies and stuff in, and got everything prepped and brought all my plants inside. You know, and we're running out of window space. Got some here in the room, but anyways, going off on a tangent. Just wanted to, I had a point to make about the whole suffering thing from the last video, and now I just feel like I ran away with it. But I definitely don't want anyone to ever think that, you know, I feel sorry for myself, because I never will. Uh, and you shouldn't either. And I do think that, you know, life is about playing all, you know, we're going to experience all the facets of life. And the thing that we need to do, I know, as individuals, is just to accept that, you know, to accept our fate, to accept whatever comes at us, and, you know, try to have a positive outlook on it, because it is the wolf that you feed that's you're going to eat from. So if you're like living from a negative mindset, you're going to experience negative things. If you're living from a positive mindset, you're going to experience positive things. And that's just how life works. The universe doesn't know any difference. And so we just have to keep on feeding the right wolf, and try to believe that things always work out for us. Um, Sometimes it's hard, you know, because even when they don't, you know, we've lived from negative mind spaces for so long. A lot of us, you know, growing up, and maybe not experiencing love or acceptance the way that we would want to in life, and maybe knowing when we did open up, we've been hurt. And it's hard to continually to go back to that place and to try to open up to people uh, again and again. But I feel like we have to, not only for them, but for ourselves, because we have to find a way to experience life from a better place. And as we continue to do this, and as we continue to open up, not only to ourselves, but to each other, and we continue to accept each other, you know, some people ain't gonna like me just by the way I look, and that's just the way it is. And I get that, you know, whatever. But at one point in time, I hope that we can all just hear each other out and not judge a book by its cover, and experience each other from a different level, because on this level is my book and cover, but maybe read the words that I'm trying to put into you and not eat the book. Because there is a beautiful message here, and it is that I want you all to feed the right wolf. I want us all to find peace and happiness within ourselves and within others. And once we find it within ourselves, we'll find it within others. And I don't know. I feel like I could go on forever, but I know the video is getting long, so I'm going to end it here. And, you know, let's just keep trying to make this world a better place together.